And some European nations beginning to deploy military assets to the Middle East. This as NATO allies ramping up missile defense posture after intercepting an Iranian missile heading toward Turkey's airspace. Joining us now to assess the latest developments is former Ambassador James Jeffrey. He's a distinguished fellow at the Washington Institute. Ambassador, great to have you back on the program. We're now officially on day 6 of Operation Epic Fury. I want to play a soundbite of Secretary of War Pete Hegseth speaking about the progress the military has made.
In just days of Operation Epic Fury, you and your team have delivered nothing short of devastating, precise strikes, taking out the better part of Iran's Navy, making it combat ineffective, neutralizing missile sites and launchers, and establishing total dominance over the skies we fly over and seas we fly.
Ambassador, how are you assessing the military's capabilities from everything that's played out over the past 6 days?
Well, thanks for having me on. The military has done an extraordinary job at the tactical level. With a minimum of losses, we've only had one incident in the case of our armed forces, tragically in Kuwait, of loss of life. We have basically carried out major operations to degrade Iran's missile, nuclear, and other combat capabilities. Now, the problem is that Iran still has both long-range missiles, we saw them being fired at Israel, and a large number of drones. We don't know how many that have been effective in hitting targets as far afield as Cyprus and Azerbaijan. This isn't having a military effect, but is having a huge economic and political effect. The Straits of Hormuz are effectively cut. That's up to 30% of all world oil exports, 20% of all natural gas, liquefied natural gas. And of course, the air routes through and over the Gulf have been largely shut down. This is inflicting real pain. For a while, these countries, they're all friends and partners of the United States, will go along with this, but they're eventually going to wonder, how is this going to end? That's a good question. The administration hasn't given us the answer yet.
Now, some European nations are beginning to deploy military assets to Cyprus in the Middle East, but still maintaining a defensive posture. Meantime, Iran threatening to retaliate with attacks, as you mentioned, on European soil. Has Iran set itself on a path toward self-destruction by ultimately threatening to escalate this conflict?
I think it is unwise for Iran to have. I mean, Iran had a pretty good playbook. We survived the initial assault. We decentralized command and control to all kinds of small units moving around the countryside with missiles and rockets and drones. And we inflict as much economic and political pain on countries in the region that are allied with the United States and working with it. But Iran, by striking out at everyone, has generated a great deal of anger. For the moment, that's playing to Washington and to Jerusalem's benefit, as countries are forced to defend against Iranian attacks and coordinate with the United States. But again, at some point, the economic and political impact of this, particularly on the Gulf nations, those are the only ones who are really affected in a dangerous way. That's going to begin to cut deep into our alliance.